Good morning, everybody. It's morning time here. We got a lot to do. We're working on the bruised banana, and a lot of stuff is going to be doing primer, getting the car ready for paint. That's the plan today. This episode is going to be focused on just getting that car to that point. We got the bumper behind us that we worked on in the last video, so if you haven't checked out that video, check out that one. Also, we had a bunch of bondo and repair, cracks in the primer, hidden damage on the bumper that we fixed. So check out that last video. I'll post a link up above. And we had to fix a bunch of stuff in here and whatnot, but we're ready for primer. I'm gonna get working. It's early in the morning here, so that I can get everything primed and we can get that plastic dip on there. And if you haven't checked out the last video, this is the color we're going with. So it's gonna be pretty cool. Let's get to work. So we got our bumper taped off, and what you want to do, or at least what I'm going to do, is we taped off to the area that I want to prime, and we're going to blend it in. But what we want to do is to make sure that the primer sticks, and so that we get a pretty smooth surface on the primer. This was all sanded with 220, so you can kind of see right here the difference, right? So that was where the original paint was, and it's shiny, and when you go over it with the 220, you can see it gives this haze on the original clear coat. But you want to do that because if we were to do, like, we just sanded these areas and then we taped off a certain portion, hit it with a primer, then your primer will start to lift off of the original clear coat. So and the reason why we're going a little bit further is because we want to blend this in nicely. So we want to give it some room to kind of do its thing, blend in. So we got that there. Same thing with this side, right? So we went ahead and we sanded all of the clear coat with 220 in the area that we have masked off. And we're probably gonna have to do a few different coats. So it's gonna be kind of a process of, you know, spraying with the primer. And the primer that we have is a primer and filler. It's got kind of a 2-in-1. So we're gonna spray it with the primer, and then we're going to sand it and then spray it again. So it's gonna be probably about three of those on this, just to get it all smooth and looking nice. So we got it all ready to go. Let's go ahead and hit with some primer. So we got this out here ready to go. We're gonna primer that, and Omar actually showed up. He's sanding the front fenders with 400 grit so that we can, I don't know, we might spray them with one more coat of primer, but they feel pretty decent right now. So, because this is the way I received them with the primer already on it, but it's super rough. So we're hitting with the 400, and I'm debating whether to just put one glaze over it with primer, because when we put the plastic dip on it, I don't want it to be a nightmare to get it out, because if it's all like sanded, scratched surface, it might be hard to peel it off later. And yeah, we're gonna try and knock this thing out today, so we'll see what happens. So Omar's got both front fenders sanded down. Now he's testing his primer skills over here. Oh, he went past the line. Did you try to paint the tire or what? So we're gonna primer this all, and then we gotta primer this corner over here too. And we'll keep going. All right, so Omar had to take off, but we did end up making a huge paint room booth plastic thing. Nothing too official, but just so that the overspray doesn't go all over the place. Let me spin this around and show you. So I still need to go get a few more pieces of plastic because we kind of ran short in a few areas, but it's pretty decent. I don't imagine the paint's gonna go all the way to the top. It should settle, but this will keep from getting that crazy fluorescent paint and even the white all over stuff. So we got it all taped up. I still got some finalizing. There's some areas there. I'm probably gonna scoot this forward a bit, and I need one more piece there, but it should work out pretty good. Also, let me show you these other areas over here because it came out pretty decent on the car. Here's the bumper over here. This came out really smooth also, so even though you can kind of see this here, I did a few coats sanding in between using 400 grit, and most of the imperfections are now gone. It looks pretty decent. Like I said, the camera might show a little bit different just because you can kind of see the other colors bleeding through, but might give that one more shot. But again, it's all gonna get covered with the plastic dip too. So came out really good. Same thing with this side, same sequence. Paint, 400, paint, same thing again. And that filler primer that we're using is actually working pretty good. So I'll show you over here what we got. Front fender is pretty much ready to go. And we did the same thing as the bumper I was just telling you. Primer, The filler primer sanding, and this came out awesome. So same thing within here. I had to do it a few times. Probably could do it one more if you want to be absolutely perfect, but you can kind of see a little bit of an imperfection there, but really not a big deal. Came out awesome, and same deal here on this bumper, and the bumper came out wicked too. So the whole fact that we had to recreate this body line here and the one down there too, it came out really good. You can't even tell that there was damage there now. So these hard lines here, I'm gonna go ahead and sand this with some 400 grit, because you want this transition into the primer to be smooth. Otherwise you'll literally see this hard line here that we got. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand it with the 400, and we should almost be ready for paint once I clean this thing up and tape it off. Everything is now sanded. We are pretty well ready to go. I'm going to bring the car out and wash everything. Even on the front bumper here, I went ahead, sanded all the primered spots, those hard lines, same as we did on the rest of the car. And I'm gonna go ahead and wash it with some dish soap, essentially degrease it, and then it should be pretty well good. I'm gonna leave it out in the sun for a couple hours to dry, make sure there's no water hanging out anywhere. Then I'll tape up the spots that needed. I gotta go and get some more plastic from the store. But that's pretty much gonna be a wrap for this video, you guys. In the next video, we will paint it. All right, you guys, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. We're getting very close. I'm pretty sure we're gonna paint today, but that'll be in the next video. Paint, plastic dip, whatever you wanna call it, but we will be covering this in one color for once. And I'm excited to see it. It's gonna be pretty cool, and it's been a long time coming that it'll finally get some paint and all look one color, and it should look pretty good. But anyways, you guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you turn on your notifications, hit that bell notification button next to the subscribe button so you're notified of the next video, because that one's gonna be cool. We're gonna be painting the car with 24 cans of plastic dip. I don't know if we'll need that many, but that's how much we have on deck. Should be pretty cool. We got the whole plastic room ready to go. See you on the next video. Take care.